Okay, this video ought to be a little bit quicker. Again, we're going to look at futures since the European markets have opened. Go to Bloomberg, and you can see the S&P futures are up 12. So what we want to do, the options for the S&P, you can play the spiders, which is SPY, and as you can see, they are about 115, and the S&P closed at 1150ish, 1155. So these are the options we're going to play. Again, we're going to skip the October options, and we're going to look at November. Now, from the charts, I'm going to show you 1250 is going to be a key area for a run back to the top. So we're going to be looking at these 125s, and then to the bottom, we're just going to go ahead and look at the 100s, which would represent the 1000 level for the index. So real quick, we'll look at a chart. Again, you can go here to stockcharts.com, or you can use Yahoo, but these are a little bit more detailed, and you can see with the bars and the candlesticks, they provide a little bit better overview of where these markets are. And you can actually use Yahoo Finance to get some of this stuff, but this site makes it pretty easy. So what we've done, since we kind of went over to the Dow, it'll be the same story, except we'll be using the S&P, which is actually a better representation of the market instead of the Dow. So what you can see here, we just blew this up, got it up here real quick, and I'm going to draw the 1250 level for us real quick, and then you'll see this break below. There's 1250, and then you can see the break on August 7th, which we continue to talk about. So here's August right in here. You can see, let me go ahead and circle this. You can see this little candlestick break below 1250, which was let us know that we could be testing new lows. September is historically a horrible month for the market, one of the worst ones, which was some of our thesis. And then with all the uncertainty, over the downgrade of the U.S. debt and stuff like that, we just felt pretty confident that once this broke, we were going to start getting aggressive because we were already seeing like this waterfall event. Now, to the downside, the levels we're currently talking about now are, 1200, 1150, and then possibly 1100 and stuff like that. The low from Tuesday was 1075, 1074. You can see right here. So we're going to keep that in our rear view mirror, but we don't want to get over bullish, and then again, when we're down at the bottom, we don't want to get too bearish, because again, we're just staying within this trading range, which we'll try to show right here, from 1250 down to 1125. So let's see, 1225, and then 1125. You can actually make it, yeah, let's do 1225 for a breakout. We will need to close above 12, but once you see that coming, you can, we'll probably test 1225, which has been resistance, and then maybe a possible run to 1250. Now you can see the 200-day moving average, this red line right here, has got us way up here at 1275. So, just as fast as we fell, we could also reverse and zoom back up to test some of these levels. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it looks like the headline news is coming in better, and we are going to get a resolution on Greece. So to play the breakout, again, you would just come back over here and look at the let's look at the calls. We're not really interested in the puts, but if we broke back below 1125, then you can figure a test back to 1100, which would bring in 1075. Of course, our target has been 1048, and if those levels start to fall, then you're going to see the S&P hit 1,000. But again, let's just stay bullish for now, because that's what we're kind of expecting this week and possibly into December. So we'll go look at the calls real quick. We'll look at the 125s, and they're bidding 135. So you could play those. You could buy 2 or 3. You could buy 5. You could buy 10. It depends on how big your option portfolio is. Again, when you're trading options, make sure it's speculative money. Nothing that you can't afford to lose. So it depends on how much risk you want to take with this stuff. Again, try not to base your portfolio more than 10% on options. With a breakout, we could hit maybe 1,300. So these options would zoom, and they would be worth 5. Again, those are just bullish targets, maybe for the end of the year, maybe by Thanksgiving. But these are the options that you would play on a breakout. Now we're going to look at the S&P, the NASDAQ next. Okay, for the NASDAQ, we keep talking about 2,600, 2,350. So let's go ahead and see what that kind of looks like, the trading range since August. So we'll go like here, probably 2,400. Let's do that. So on a break below 2,400, you would use puts. Let me show some resistance here. I'm not sure if I covered that on the S&P chart here. Let's make them purple. So you can see that we've tested the break below 2,600, and then you can see we've tested it again here, cluster up in here, which we kind of thought would be a breakout. But then the Greece news hammered us back lower, tested up here again. So you can see where 2,600 is coming into play, and then to the downside, 2,400, 2,350. We mentioned 2,298 on August 7th, and what you'll see here is a test down to 2,300. So if we break below 2,400, you can start looking at puts, but we don't think that's going to be the case right yet. Maybe not till, like I said, November or December. So we're right here in the middle with futures up. We should be testing up here. But again, for all the gloom and doom, we get down here, we just kind of bounce back up. For all the people that come back into the market, they kind of get hurt as we go back down. So all we're doing, and all we have been doing since August, to hit, 18 out of 20 trades, is kind of play these ranges. So when we get near the top, if we don't break out, we've been kind of betting on things to go back down. And then last week, we closed out a number of trades as we got this number, this capitulation kind of right here, but we still can't say that because it didn't feel like it. So to play the options on these, you can use the Qs, or you can use the NDX. And as you can see here, just type in NDX, and you can play these options. Now they're a little bit different because they're the NASDAQ 100. So let me show you a chart. It's going to look like the other ones, but the breakout's going to be here at 2250. See if I can copy this real quick. Let's see, 2250. All right. So at the NASDAQ 100s, which are the futures we list in the morning, if they break above 2250, you're going to see a run up to here to 2300, possibly on momentum. you can see where it was kind of support here, a breakdown here, and then on a test to the top here, right there. So on a breakout, you could play these NASDAQ 100 options, or you can actually play the Qs. And we'll go over a chart real quick for that, which would probably be near 60. As you can see, the 52-week range is 59.89. 59.83 is the high, and then 49 is the low. We've played both sides of this all year. So for the Qs, you could use the November 60, maybe 62. Let's see what they're trading at. These are kind of cheap. That we'd be betting on new highs for the year, but let's see, the Qs are at, let's see if I can get back up there. Alright, the Qs are at 54, so a run back to 58. We could use these options here, which are going for about 80 cents. Or you could go a little bit further out, which makes the trade a little bit riskier. But like I said, either the Qs or the NDX, or you could play the SPYs on the breakouts. Sorry, I got long-winded here at the end. I will do the some of the stocks on the watch list. I don't know if I'll get time for it tonight. It's about 3:30 a.m. Got to get some sleep and get ready for the market. But I wanted to get all this out to you. Appreciate everybody who has ordered the course. And again, I apologize for being late, but I think this video was a little bit helpful because, like I said, it shows how the European markets open. So I will try to get the other video out here shortly. It might be just during market hours, or I might eat a sandwich and come back. So bear with me.